Welcome everybody, this is Like It's 1985, and today we are going to take a look at the 2014 BotCon Pirate Scorponok figure. This of course is a recolor and retool of the Transformers Energon figure of the same name. So as we look at it here, you can see it's in a very nice bright green, bright orange, and purplish color scheme to match the Generation 1 Scorponok figure. By the way, the figure does not have the sounds, so you can see there's perforations for the speaker, but there's actually no speaker inside there, and I believe all the electronics are removed. So there is that. So the Scorponok figure does have three modes, just like the original. Scorpion mode, and then you have fighter jet mode, and finally robot mode. And that's where I'll be showing you the figure. So you can see this Scorpion has tank treads, so it's kind of like a tank Scorpion. If we take a look at the underside, it does have rolling wheels, as you can see there. As far as its ability to roll, you can push it along and it goes okay, but I wouldn't say it rolls freely. So there is that. So let's take a little 360 rotation view of this figure. So definitely pretty cool. Now, in terms of articulation, well, let's start with the front here with the claws. You do have this really cool assembly here with both claws. They can open and close like that. Really, really nice. And then you have a joint here. And then as you just heard, there's a ratchet joint at the base. So nice articulation there. Nice movement at the claws. I really like that. You have these pinchers here that can be manually moved up and down, which is nice. Then you have the tail here. If you wanted to, you can put the tail all the way back like that. It's on a ratchet. And then you have a joint here. This is rather loose, but you do have 2 points of articulation there. And then you have a hook at the end there. I think Scorponok was supposed to be some kind of construction Scorpion tank mode type of vehicle here. Anyhow, so you have the hook there if you want. It's a playability feature. Then you have a gimmick here at the top. You pull back on this. I think you're supposed to put a Energon in there, but you can just manually pull back. And as you do so, you can see out pops the lasers. So that's pretty cool. Further gimmicks, you may have noticed there's actually two missiles, one here and here. There is a trigger. Let's see if I can show it to you. There's this green button right there. So I push on that. Let's get these deployed because they might just come out during the transformation, so let's get them out of the way. Very nice spring-loaded missiles, which are colored green, as you can see. So what else can I tell you about the mode? Well, you have these little gun emplacements here that are on a swivel joint on each side. They rotate around. When I got the figure out of the packaging, these were actually separated. They actually just peg into the side. They do have a tendency to fall out, especially during transformation. Detail-wise, really nice sculpt. I mean, it has a lot of nice detail here on the main body there, on the treads, on the Scorpion claws. You do have these orange bits here that move in and out, just to that degree, not very much. You do have movement here at these pink or purple front claws here, and you do have movement here as well. So I think I've covered all the articulation here. Back here you do have these bits, although if you rotate them down like that, they'll prevent the assembly from rolling. So you do have those that articulate like that. So with that said, let's go ahead and transform this guy into his jet mode, and then next after that we'll do the final transformation into robot mode. Okay, so transformation into jet mode. I'll do my best to keep everything on camera, but if I don't, please forgive me. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the claws and I'm going to rotate them back and out of the way. And then the next thing I want to do, I'll go ahead and remove these because they have a tendency to fall out anyways. They just peg into the side there, so no big deal putting them back in. What we need to do is separate this section here. So we want to take this and separate it out. And then, probably want to rotate this back just to get enough clearance to do what we need to do here. These bits here need to go like this in that position, and then you want to rotate this assembly down like that. Do the same thing over here, just get that in position. Tight joints here, which is a good thing, I guess. And these will eventually come in and peg into this assembly here. So you're going to take the tail, looking at the underside here, I'm going to take the tail, and this actually orange piece is pegged in to the body. So we want to rotate this out. And I think what we want to do here is go like that, collapse that in there. Yep, that should tab into place. And there's a slot, tab, slot, and a tab. So we want to bring these together like that. And it's a pretty good snap. There's a pretty good connection there. So once you get it in there, it's probably not going to go very easily come out. So just a matter of getting that lined up there. So you have it looking like that now. So these kind of get put to the back here. And then take the treads here, rotate these up, and then you can see you bring out this gray bit here to the side like that. And as you can see, those will become thrusters. So there's kind of a back look. So I think you're supposed to just put these tightly against the body there. And you can arrange them however you want to, but that's basically the idea. And so that is jet mode there. So that is pretty fantastic. Let me adjust this here and bring that forward, I guess. So yeah, you got a jet mode here. The problem on mine is because these two joints are loose, there is some floppiness to that, unfortunately. Sitting on the ground, of course, you don't notice that, which is fine. And you can see there is the fighter mode, which is actually a pretty decent fighter mode, I would say. It looks like a jet fighter, or a starfighter, rather. Yeah, a starfighter, not a jet fighter, meaning it's supposed to go in space. But yeah, you get the idea. Pretty cool. And pretty long as far as the fuselage goes. Let me go ahead and measure that. Just to give you an idea of the size or length of this guy. And we're looking at about, from tip to back, a good 12.5 inches. 12.5 inches long. If you account, the tip all the way back to the this back piece here. So pretty cool. I do like this mode a lot. And it actually does roll. You can see there. It does have these wheels on the bottom here. 4 wheels here, a wheel here, and wheels here and here. So 1, 2, and then 6, 7 wheels. So that's pretty cool. It does actually roll better here in the space fighter mode, than it does in the Scorpion tank mode. So I like it. It's pretty cool. So next up, we'll be transforming this into its final form, robot mode. Oh, by the way, I forgot. That just ruined my transition, but yeah, I need to put these, peg these back in here. Alright, and now we will go to robot mode. Now the trick to transform Scorponok here from space fighter mode into robot mode is to realize that looking at this Decepticon symbol, this is going to be the chest. So these will be the legs, so we'll go ahead and bring down the legs here. Straighten these out, put these back like that, bring out the toes, and then bring out the heels back here. As you can hear, nice ratchets there, which is really nice. Alright, so now, looking at the upper body, we want to take the tail section here, and actually, first we want to go ahead and detach these bits on the side here. Whoops. That will free up the tail section, which rotates back for now. And as for the shoulders here, we got to bring this bit up here and get it so this is like that, in that orientation. And we'll do the same thing over here. Again, very tight joints here at the shoulders. bring it down, something like that. Alright, so this figure does come with a headmaster, which is awesome. Here is the headmaster. We can take a close look at as the camera tries to focus here. A little bit of sculpting detail, a little bit of detail at the head. As you can see, we got swivel shoulders, swivel hips, and swivel knees. And it's very easy to transform. You can see there's the back. All you got to do is fold up the legs, and you are ready to go into headmaster mode. Something like that. Now, the head reveal is here. You open up the chest, and on the original figure you'd have the head attached to this base, but as it is now, being retooled, you want to bring this up like that, close the chest. I can see there is a indentation there for the head, and then head on. There you go. And there's his head, and there is, well, first we got to deal with the tail here. Bring the tail back up like that. So this is sitting flush against the back. You got the tail coming over the head, and there is Scorponok in his glorious robot mode. And we can put these back in if you want to, just like so. So there you go, robot mode for Pirate Scorponok. Alright, so let's take a look at articulation here in robot mode. Of course, the scorpion tail can be adjusted as you want, although like I said before, on mine this joint is loose, but you can get some angles theoretically if that joint is tight enough. As it is, it's fine because it's actually angled over the head, which is as it should be. You have articulation ratchet joints here at the shoulder area. And then you have a bend here at the elbow. You have the same type of gimmick here with the claw, which is nice. So that's really cool. As far as waist articulation, there is no waist articulation. Then you have the hips on ratchets. And they can't really go out to the side, but just forward and backwards. Swivel at the thigh. And due to the transformation, there is just that amount of bend at the knee. As you can hear, it's ratcheted. So that really is all you have for articulation. There's no real ankle articulation other than adjusting the heel and the foot as you see fit. As you can see here, from the bottom of his feet to the top of his headmaster head, he stands 8 inches tall. If you count the stinger here, it's about 9.5 inches tall, almost 10 inches tall. So pretty cool size on this figure. And just to give you an idea of the size of the figure, on the right here is Deluxe Class Dinobot Slug, and on the left is Voyager Class Grimlock. And just for fun, here is the ultimate size comparison. Here is the 2014 BotCon Pirate Scorponok as compared to the Generation 1 Scorponok figure. Alright, so on our left here is the G1 Headmaster figure that came with Generation 1 Scorponok. I do realize it's missing its arm, but it does make an interesting comparison with the BotCon Scorponok Headmaster figure. You can see the sculpt is not identical in the chest area, but you can see the coloring is definitely similar. And transformed into their respective headmaster modes, you can see there's a difference there in the sculpt and the design. So really cool to see the old and the new sculpt. So the 2014 BotCon Pirate Scorponok does come with a bio and technical data card. And you can see there's a read-up on the character. And then you have this black and white instruction sheet, which has the Pirate Scorponok logo there. And basically, they are the rehashed instructions from the original Transformers Energon figure instructions. As you can see here, it even says there's supposedly lights and sounds, but not so in this BotCon figure. But there you go, a look at the paperwork that does come with the figure. Well, somewhere in my collection I do have a Transformers Energon Scorponok figure, the original one that this figure is based on. And surprisingly, I have not actually transformed that figure. So this is my first look at the Transformers Energon Scorponok mold. And I have to say I'm really happy with it. I like all 3 modes, and I think The figure does, of course, in this color scheme, really evoke the Generation 1 Scorponok figure in terms of coloring, in terms of overall look. So I am really happy that whoever designed and produced the figure really went the extra mile and decided to produce an actual Headmaster figure for this BotCon exclusive. I'm not sure if this is based on an existing Headmaster. Maybe you guys can tell me if you know. But nonetheless, I like the fact that it actually is a Headmaster and not just a standard head sculpt. Alright, well thanks for watching. This has been my review of the 2014 BotCon exclusive Pirate Scorponok.